This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich, founder of Abich Financial Services.
Glad to have you here with us on the Retirement Key with Abe Abich, founder of Abich Financial Services. Don't forget, you can begin that conversation with Abe and his team anytime. Visit us at theretirementkey.com. You can also click on the links we've got posted in the show notes, as well as subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just search The Retirement Key on YouTube, and you can follow and watch and listen and learn that way as well. Because when it comes to how Americans are handling their money, apparently a lot of us are not being so smart with it. And we are being...
No way. Americans not being smart with their money?
The problem is, I think even though there's so many of us that have the best intentions, one, so many of us are just, people have got lives and families and jobs. Just there's so much to do already. So
money doesn't come with instructions.
No, and
money
it sure
does not
doesn't.
come with instructions.
Sure doesn't. And there's also, not only does it not come with instructions, there are so many things you can do with it.
Right.
And not right or wrong things. Unfortunately, though, we are being called to the mat by this one article that is a list of stupidest things Americans overspend on.
Let's hear it.
Here's the good news. Here is the good news. All of my fellow caffeines, spending money on coffee is not one of them. So take that win all the way to the bank. This list was chock full of things. Overpaying on insurance, when you don't shop your utilities and that kind of thing. Yep. Not getting the best price when online shopping, not price comparing. Home repair bills, all these little things that we can be doing. But what was interesting, the number one thing on this list, the biggest, dumbest thing Americans are doing when it comes to our money is not getting a financial advisor.
How about that? So
the question for you then, Mr. Financial Advisor, what is the value that you bring to people?
Well, that's a good question. And several years ago, Vanguard actually did a study about the advantages. They call it alpha. What is the advisor alpha in hiring an advisor to help you with your money? And they put together this white paper. And there were a handful of things. Let's see if I can remember some of the things that added up to this percentage. But in the white paper, they put together this analysis that where they believe that by hiring a financial advisor, a client is and will earn 3% more per year on average per year, just by hiring that advisor, not just because of return. The return. Clients' upside returns, what they make in the markets with us and what they make on their whole portfolio is just that's not the reason why clients hire us. They want good return. They want return that's going to be able to keep up with inflation, allow them to grow their nest egg, pass money on to their kids, grandkids, and things like that. Yeah. So they want good return, but so do they also want to protect their principal. They want protection on the downturn. They want help with tax planning. They want help with income and distribution planning. They need to know how much money they can take out. They need to be told when they're taking out too much. They need to be told which accounts to take money out of. So having a distribution plan and withdrawal strategy was part of Vanguard's analysis and getting to that 3% advantage per year, rebalancing, diversification, and just there was another one that is basically helping clients not to make stupid decisions. I mean, that's what this article is all about.
Don't make dumb mistakes.
Yeah, putting emotions in front of your financial and investment decision making. In other words, elections just were here, and you may have loved Trump, hated Trump, loved Kamala, hated Kamala, and said, you know what? If this other person gets in there, I'm going to sell everything I have, and I'm going to move to Europe or move to an island and sell it all. I'm done with this. Yeah. Let me tell you, that probably didn't work out for you, right? And probably won't in the future, because the majority of the time after an election, the markets go up. And we can't put emotion or shouldn't put emotion in front of our financial and investment decision making, get too bought in on one stock or a fund or a portfolio type. So the investment portfolios and our theory around that management is remove emotions as much as possible so we don't make dumb decisions. And look at the math, right? Yeah. Methodical, mathematical. Let's look at the math, run the numbers. Does it make good business sense? Does it make good sense for your financial plan? Yeah. Some of the other things in the articles about Americans spending too much money on stupid stuff, subscriptions. I mean, if you just think about all the subscriptions, I know that like Shelly and I have, like Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime
the TV
and all.
subscriptions.
I mean, it adds up.
And then we pay cable bills on top of all of our TV subscriptions. I was thinking to myself, because they have all these apps now that can scan your bills and let you know what you're paying. And
really, you should have one or the other. It should it should either be cable or like all these online apps like Netflix. But Shelly loves her regular TV.
Same.
And she also likes Netflix.
Same.
So we're that household that has both.
Yes.
But then you know what? What they're doing is when some of these big sporting events happen, they're showing the event on like Peacock or Hulu or something random. And then you got to buy the subscription for that one.
These networks, they're not stupid.
They're smart and they'll start you off at like $2.99. And then 2 years later, it's up to $20. And you're like, man, now my favorite shows are on here. But subscriptions, we spend a lot of money on all kinds of things. But there are lots of advantages to hiring a financial advisor. And if you don't have one, especially a retirement planner, because our company is founded and based around helping people primarily 55 years old and older. In fact, a 55 to 60-year-old client for us is a young client. Most of our clients are in their 60s and 70s, just about to retire or already retired. We'll hardly ever work with someone that's really younger than 55. So if you haven't already hired an advisor or are already working with one, more than likely they're a phase one advisor that's helping you to grow and invest and look at your risk and look at how you're diversified and things like that. But you may not have that comprehensive plan that most people really need to help you, to give you that confidence, to give you that added dignity and confidence as you're looking to transition into retirement. You might already be there and already retired. A lot of our clients are, when they come to us, they're already retired, but still working with a phase one firm or doing things on their own.
Right.
They don't want to do that anymore. If they're doing things on their own, they want the time. They don't want to be looking at CNBC every single day at 4 o'clock to see what their portfolio returns look like and things like that.
Yeah.
So, so many advantages to hiring an advisor. And I've seen everything you can imagine, Heather, over my career. And I could spend hours just telling you all the reasons why you want to consider it. But, we're professionals and this is what we do every single day. And we've seen all kinds of scenarios. I've been doing this personally for 22 years. Our firm has been around over 16 years. We have about 1,200 clients representing millions, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars across all types of accounts. Yeah. So we've seen it all and we have a really good handle on what a pre-retiree needs to get there and what a retiree needs to do if they're not already doing it to have a successful retirement where they can retire with dignity and confidence and relax into retirement, not worry about this stuff. I had a client here recently, just in the last 2 years, that came on board to us from another firm. And I'll never forget it, Heather. But it was in 2022, the markets were falling and he was like, Abe, I got to get over to your firm because I look forward to Fridays at 4 p.m. when the stock markets are closed. So I don't have to look at this stuff anymore over the weekend.
He was already retired?
Serious. No, he was already retired with a phase one firm in the area, moved everything to us because they didn't have a plan for that downturn.
So he's sitting there in retirement and then spending... It's like he never retired because he's sitting there working even though he left his 9 to 5, he's got a new 9 to 5 now, watching the markets Monday through Friday. What kind of retirement is that?
Pulling money out because they needed money to live on. A working paychecks had stopped and the markets fell by about 20%. You talk about so much anxiety and stress. You're watching your portfolio, your life savings just fall backwards continuously until it stops. Yep. It's a really bad place to be in. Yep. And so I wrote a book about this, and this just came out in late 2024, The Retirement Mountain, The 7 Steps to a Long-Lasting Retirement. And there's numerous chapters on how to protect yourself and your life savings from these types of risks. Specifically right there, I was talking about sequence risk. There's a whole chapter on it, chapter 9 of the book. So if you don't have one, you can just go to Amazon.com and find one, $18. You can download it for free on our website via the, what do you call it? Kindle or something. You download it to your e-readers.
Yeah.
You can download a PDF copy for free. Okay. And then if you want to set up a time to meet with us, we'll give you a copy for free as well.
Got it. Obviously a lot of information. And I think that's something that's important to reiterate because of the work that you do. I think you said before, it's less than 10% in the financial industry focus on the finances in retirement.
Correct.
Because a lot of people, I think something else that you've said for a lot of people in your 30s and 40s, like you don't need a financial advisor.
That's right.
Get a Vanguard account or a Schwab and
S&P 500.
save and put your 401k.
Take on the risk.
But
and then you wake up and you're 58 and you've got $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, you're 62 and you wake up, you're like, oh, I can take Social Security this year. Oh, I can hop on Medicare at 65. And you're like, I'm getting tired. I feel pretty fulfilled. I got a good amount of money saved. I just had my first grandchild. I'm going to get to Italy. And those are all the reasons and many more why people start to seek out that phase 2 planner.
But again, because it's such a different, it's like a whole new world when it comes to finances for your retirement, because it's no longer about saving and growing, although there is still some saving and growing in retirement. But now we have to have a distribution plan and an income plan, and we have to think about medical and legacy and estate planning.
It's a lot more than just the investments.
So
way more than
yeah.
just the investments.
Reducing our risk. So like Abe was saying, this book that he wrote, it's an easy read, only about 95-ish pages. You can read it in a couple hours on a weekend. A great way to begin educating yourself. If 2025 is your year, let's help you continue to make it that way, help you live up to your financial resolutions this year. Let's get you a copy of the book. TheRetirementKey.com is our website, and where you can go click on the media tab there. There's a book option to learn more about downloading the book or getting your free copy. We also have links posted in the show notes, so you can just click there. Let's get to work. 2025 is your year. TheRetirementKey.com.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit theretirementkey.com and join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. Abish Financial Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor with the SEC. Registration as an investment advisor does not imply a certain level of skill or training, and the content of this communication has not been approved or verified by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission or by any state securities authority. The information contained in this material is intended to provide general information about Abish Financial Wealth Management and its services. It is not intended to offer investment advice. Investment advice will only be given after a client engages our services by executing the appropriate investment services agreement. Information regarding investment products and services are provided solely to read about our investment philosophy and our strategies.